Some people asked me for an English version, so here we go. Of course, on the one hand, there is solidarity, no doubt about it. The young people go shopping for their parents, and even for people who aren't their parents. Neighbours sometimes ring the doorbell and ask if they can get anything for us from the supermarket. At the same time, the corona brings out a paranoia in people that makes us suspicious of everyone. Anyone could infect us. No one is to be trusted. In the street, people spring out of the way, even if they are more than a metre apart. I do it myself. And people have stopped cheerfully greeting each other, which is strange because spring usually puts people in a good mood. I used to greet my neighbours with a smile. Some of them I even hugged. But now I just stare at them with hostility, and they stare back from under their mask. The narrow pavements in Vienna provide an ideal place to play a popular Viennese game. Who gives way first? I'm not going to get out of the way for you. You resent anyone who's in your place. Someone who meanders too long at the vegetables in the supermarket immediately becomes your enemy. Get out of my way so that I can reach the mushrooms. And it's such a delight when some innocent person doesn't realize that in spite of your leaving an 8-meter gap between you and the next customer at the till, you're still next in line, and they move between you and the next person. Then there's a chance to reprimand them sharply. Excuse me, I'm next. Haven't you heard of social distancing? Because, of course, there's so much pent-up energy that people welcome every chance to righteously let out their aggression, like calling the police on their neighbours. Great. Now we can take revenge for all the evenings they partied and grilled in their garden. I ask myself what effect this crisis is going to have on us as social beings. People are social animals. We need contact. We need touch. We need to be held and hugged and kissed. I find myself looking hungrily at couples walking arm in arm. To be young and in love. But my next question, do they really live in the same house? The children and the babies, they don't just need their parents. They need their grandparents and friends and even strangers that come close to them, laugh into their faces and cuddle them. I've also been thinking about system relevance. We have seen how wrong we have been in our judgment as to what jobs are really important. We see now that a carer, for example, when it comes down to it, is more important than an advertising agency. That a saleswoman in a supermarket does more for the general public than an estate agent. And that our wealth distribution is a crazy system, absolutely not based on the actual worth a person has to society. But there are other less obvious jobs, which are perhaps not so in the forefront of our consciousness, but which massively contribute to the well-being of a society. The yoga teacher, the masseur, the art therapist, the physiotherapist, the dancing teacher. When we talk about art and culture, we tend to think of big theatres or a philharmonic orchestra. But these thousands of people, again, mostly women, these widely unknown teachers and coaches and performers make our life more interesting and help us to get in touch with our bodies and our feelings and unleash our creativity or make us laugh. They were never big earners, and now they have lost everything, their entire income, and probably for a long time. We shouldn't forget these people. And we also shouldn't forget, in spite of the terror which has been instilled into us by the reality of this horrible disease, we shouldn't forget to laugh, to smile at children, even at a distance, and to at least hug people with our eyes.